Right on.
All right.
Your mug looks huge.
My head-sized mug.
That's awesome.
The only way to drink German beer.
Absolutely. Oh, okay, here we go. And we'll do another take.
Take 837.
It's been 3 days we've been trying to shoot this video.
We're very hungry.
2 days were me just trying to light it.
Yeah, and for some reason I couldn't go back to my apartment.
No. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hometown East Tennessee. It's been a little while. I swear the end of summer every time is just a crazy time. I've been busy. Bailey's been busy. You knocked it out of the park with the Shakespeare play.
Aw, thanks.
Bailey was in Much Ado About Nothing. I shared a lot of the links to go to it. Hope you caught it. I saw it the first Saturday night, and it was a lot of fun.
I'm glad you had a good time.
I almost crawled over and took the audio board away from the audio guys, but that had nothing to do with you all. You all killed it.
Yeah, I got to be a villain, which was I love.
Yeah, I talked to a mutual friend of ours, and they were like, Bailey should be a villain in everything. I was like,
I have now heard that from multiple sources, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Make me Iago next time.
There you go. It was a good time. It was a real good time. Today, we didn't do this in July because we were so busy through the month of August.
Yeah.
We're gonna call this our 1 year anniversary episode. So, hooray! Cheers! Toast! Who would have thought we'd still be doing this a year later?
Now, don't actually count the number of episodes because the math won't add up.
No, it doesn't add up.
But
the way I see the numbering system is weeks.
Yeah.
It's we'll for every week we'll do an increment. So sometimes we'll have episode 32. In fact, often like episode 32 will be Thursday and Tuesday.
Yes.
It's that week's episode. So that's how I like to think of it. So are we up to 32 now? I think this is 32. Uh-oh. Let's go back to the title card and look. Oh, see? I don't know. We'll edit it out.
No, you should leave that. No matter what happens.
Yeah, we'll leave it. So you just saw how wrong I am.
Well, I think the problem was there was no directional direction.
Right. I just figured it's just going to be the full screen. What does the episode look like? I think that's going to be the title screen. Just me sitting here with my mouth open.
That's right. Me just drinking beer.
It'll be very meta.
Appropriate.
But so the last time we met, it was Little Chicago. The weekend before Little Chicago. I hosted the main stage. Had a great time. I think we nailed pretty much all of our best bets. The ones I got to go to, they were just a whole lot of fun.
It was a good time, and there was no reason to expect it wouldn't be because the lineup is always solid.
Oh yeah, the main stage, every band. Yeah. I went down to the arcade because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be here all day on Saturday, so I go down to Silver Ball City, and I spent my $10 at 11 in the morning. I'm like, heck yeah, I am getting my money's worth. I played like half a game of Tekken, and I'm like, oh, I got to get back.
Oh, no.
I never set foot in that place again for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It was just, I'm like, oh, this band's really good. Okay, I'll watch this band. So I see it as supporting local businesses is what it is.
And I've actually never been yet to Silver
Oh,
Ball
it's
City.
great. It's great. Anytime I go down there, and even, I've been playing video games since I was a kid in the 80s. Some games should be burned out on me. I just keep playing them.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's just so much fun to play arcade games. It's where I came from. I was an 80s nerd. But 1 year anniversary.
Yes.
We thought about doing a clip show. I talked.
He talked. I kiboshed.
I said, let's show clips. We can show some of the funniest clips.
And you know that emoji that sort of like that? That was my response.
There was a lot of that. And then I'm like, we could be locked in a freezer and we could do, flashbacks.
Like a nice 90s, mid-90s sitcom.
Locked in a bank vault.
Yeah.
Locked in a basement.
Locked anywhere, really.
Yeah, you've seen all the TV shows.
Yeah.
I just, maybe for our second
Elevator.
anniversary.
It will devolve into is watch Bailey have a claustrophobia anxiety attack.
And that spells hits, my friend. That spells views.
It's just me like passing out, coming to, and passing out.
I just wave a little ammonia under your nose. You're like, what?
Then I'd get terrified again and pass out again.
Oh, no, I couldn't do that to you. I mean, not without a big audience. So,
and
Patreons.
Some waiver sign.
Make those votes count. Vote with that cash.
It's the same reason I haven't done an escape room. I'm terrified.
I'm not afraid of an escape room. It's just there's just something about. I solve puzzles for a living. My job is to figure out these impossible things and why they're happening and how to fix them. I don't want to do that in my spare time. Hello, Verbal.
He's made his way back around.
Verbal's running the camera.
We were just talking. We need a camera guy.
That's right.
And Verbal really stepped up. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really doing a great job. He just kind of wanders around it and knocks it over sometimes. Kicks it. And he'll hit it with his tail.
Yes.
That thump is him being petted.
That's true. Sweet boy.
Good boy. So we just wanted to talk. Yeah, there's Verbal. Hard at work. Hard at work.
He thinks you don't have a good angle.
That's
on us.
it. No wonder we never shot in this room before.
It's true.
Verbals, go lay down. Go on, buddy. Go on.
I know, baby boy.
You don't have a couch to get on behind.
I like how, I don't know if they just heard it, but he just went.
It was like not gonna happen.
I'm sad.
Oh, now I gotta move this. Here's another edit. Oh, I thought he was gonna hit the camera again. There we go.
There we go. He got fed up and went away.
If you've been watching, Verbal's part of it.
Yeah.
Him wandering through is just part of
if you see a white tail or something.
So I went back and looked. Our first episode was July 27th. That was episode 0.
Yes.
So technically, that was our first episode.
Yes.
It was not on this channel. It was not on.
No, it was on
Hometown.
It
was on the original Technobohemia channel that I had, just kind of as a trial, and we had fun. Who knows what it was like for anyone else? But I had a good time.
Yeah.
And we did it again the next week, and then it was webcam. I mean, I had a webcam that I'd had forever. It's really good quality webcam, but so what the hell? Let's just have a conversation.
Yeah.
And we would have the idea was to have people come into the chat room, locals come into the chat room, and we would have a conversation with locals about local issues, about local stuff. And we had the first few episodes, we had 5 or 6, 7 or 8 people come in, and they would chat with us a little bit, and we'd talk about some stuff, but it was never as deep as we originally kind of thought it would get.
I think part of the problem was the delay.
Yeah.
The delay made it super difficult to actually have meaningful conversations, and when you're having 3 different conversations at once, that's hard to do.
And when Bailey says delay, as you went along in the show, it got longer. So whereas at the beginning it would be maybe a 20-second delay between you saying any questions, 20 seconds later you'll see the chat pop up, to at the end of a 1-hour show, you're waiting like 10 minutes sometimes for the feedback to something you asked. And so we found ourselves constantly having to backtrack.
Yeah.
And so every time we'd move on to a new thought, we had to stop.
Go back.
And then try to reclaim that thought process, and it just never really. It was really difficult, and I've done this for years, and it was really difficult when you're really trying to talk about something.
Yeah.
So we we started thinking we need to find a better way to do this, you know, and our schedules, Bailey's busy, I'm busy, and we were having trouble doing this every week. You get a fatigue when you're trying to do a show every week. I mean, it's fun. I enjoy it. You know, I say it every episode. I was a video guy, and so it's great for me to be able to tinker with what I know and get all this stuff put together. But week in and week out, we just started getting tired.
Yeah, it gets hard after a while.
Yeah, you have things you want to do. You rearrange your schedule just as an afterthought to make sure that you're free on Thursday nights. And we're like, there has to be a way that we don't have to kill ourselves every week. And the thought was, if we could get some camera gear, we could pre-record, and we could add some value to what we're doing, and do interviews with people that we know locally, and really introduce these people to people around town in East Tennessee that they should know these people. Yeah. Because they're cool.
Movers, shakers.
But why would you? Because we're so, as a culture, so obsessed with national and international fame that we forget about the local stuff. The history books are written for a country or a county, not necessarily for your main street. Yeah. And we wanted people to know who these people were, and so we started slowly but surely putting together a plan to do it. And it was just one day, I'm like, it's now or never. I have never been afraid to fail. Say what you want about me, but I will jump in and take it on the chin, and I will fail spectacularly, move on, and I'll do something different. Yeah. And I'll keep hitting things until I find something that sticks, and I love that, and that makes me feel like my time is being used. Till I'm learning, and I'm always moving ahead. And somebody's walking around outside. Verbal, we're deep underground. You're looking at a video monitor that goes up to the surface.
They can't hear you.
Good boy. So back to the story of how we got here. I'm sitting at work one day, and I'm like, we talked about it. Let's do it. We're going to start a GoFundMe. And so I created the GoFundMe. I wrote an honest plea saying we're not trying to change the world. We're not doing this for charity. We're doing this because we care about our local scene. And people responded. And we managed to raise enough money to buy this camera. Mm-hmm. We bought tripods and accessories, and then we bought another camera. Yep. A little GoPro, which is good for secondary stuff. Yeah. You can see all of it go into play if you watch our Pizza and Beer Life videos. And suddenly, we have the equipment. And thank goodness for Bailey being as patient as she is, believe it or not. Because the first time we tried to use this stuff, it seems like it was at Main Street. No, it was at Johnson City Brewing downtown. And I had a box and a backpack and a bag, and all this stuff was set up to record an interview with one guy. Yeah. And it took forever because even though I'd set it up here and tried to figure out how to do it, it's different when you're downtown. You're running out of time because I had to get there at like 4:30, and we had to do it at 6. And I didn't get off work till 4:30. So I raced down there, put it together. I'm just faking it as best I can, and we managed to get the first Pizza and Beer Life out, and that was one of the first. It wasn't the first, but it was one of the first, I think, successful things we did. And it turned out looking pretty well. I was very happy with the interview, and I learned what I needed to know to improve our video, our interviews, to improve the next Pizza and Beer Lives. The last one, I was very proud of the last one. I wish you could have been there to talk to Eddie from Greg's Pizza.
I know.
We just had the best time, and I like the look of the video, the way that it's starting to evolve. But none of that would have happened if locals hadn't believed in us enough to invest their money and make this possible. So thank you, first of all, for that. Everyone that supported the GoFundMe by sharing a link, by donating a little bit of money, by donating a lot of money. Yes. It brought us to where we're at now. I don't know, to tell you the truth, I don't know if I would have kept doing this if we hadn't been able to get this gear and free ourselves from the stream. Yeah. Because in the meantime, YouTube screwed everybody. I mean, YouTube we started thinking, We just have to get to the certain number of viewers, and we can monetize, and YouTube will help us gain money through advertising to pay for this. I probably wouldn't have kept doing this if we hadn't got this camera equipment. Not because I don't like the show, it's just sitting in my bedroom office and talking live to less and less people about things that were not local stuff. They were responding great to our conversations, which we love. You really ought to see the unrated ones whenever we're not on camera.
It's true.
But people were interacting, but it wasn't the local stuff that we were hoping for. And once we got freed to this, we put out immediately. We started putting out less episodes, but I think the episodes we started putting out are better.
Yeah, because we started interviewing people like Terry Dosher,
we talked
Jamie
to Stephanie
Stephanie Sherwood, all sorts of people.
Yeah, the Lathams down at John City Brewing. They don't sponsor us. They're just cool people.
They're just cool people. They have good beer.
Right. And they keep asking us to come back. Yeah. But yeah, and talking to those people, I think, is really what we're supposed to be doing. I really feel that really clicks with me, and even though we're going to have to cut back and do it a little less because it takes so much. Now, not just Bailey's time has to be scheduled, my time. We have to catch up with these people.
Yeah.
And I never want to be that guy that is like, you have to be on our show. I'm going to chase you to the ends of the earth. I want people to want to be on the show. I want people that are excited about talking about it.
And a lot of the people we're going after are business owners. So they're busy.
Yeah.
I understand. That's how it is.
But it's worth the wait, I think. I mean, the people that are still on the list, we have a stack of cards, and I swear I'm adding to it every time I go downtown.
Good.
We got to catch up with them, and now that summer's over and I think everybody's going to be indoors a little bit more.
Yes. And
we might be able to catch a lot more people. I've got a lot of people ask me, hey, you said you want to interview me. When are you going to interview me? We are going to interview you.
We will do.
I just have to state right now I'm having a little trouble. There's some family health issues, not me, but my immediate family. And so I keep getting distracted, and I keep having to put down my projects. I'm going to get going again. So if you're one of those people that's like, when is he going to call me? He said he's going to call and we're going to talk.
It's going to happen.
It is going to happen because I want to talk to as many people as possible. Yeah. It's just this time of year is so busy. I'm thinking maybe for our second year, we may need to break it up into chunks.
Well, I think we should have seasons.
Yeah.
But I've said that before.
I think you were right on, and I think what we should do is the time that we'll be putting out new videos will be our off time.
Yes.
the time that no one hears from us will be when we're out actively filming, getting as many interviews as we can, talking about stuff. It may not be as timely. It may not be about something coming up that weekend, but that's not really where I think we need to be going. I think we need to talk about the city, the culture, where we came from.
Yeah.
And where we're looking to, not necessarily just promoting the next thing that's coming up.
Yeah.
A lot of times that gets people a little quicker on the show.
True. That is true. It's like a talk show.
Yeah.
In that way.
Literally, it is. And, when we've had some offers to do some live stuff, which I'm all for, but the people that keep offering have no idea the level of complexity as far as getting it shot that it adds to just me. So, in addition to all the other time constraints that I have to build that into it. So I'd love to do it. I really want to do it. If your business, if your venue, if you're out in the middle of a field and you're willing to throw money at us, whatever you want, you feel free to ask. We can't accept everything, but we'll seriously entertain anything that is different, interesting, benefits us. I've got a big project coming up that I haven't been able to follow up on that. Hopefully that's going to come up for our Halloween episode.
Well, before we go any further, talking about people of downtown, I think we should say, so most people already know this, Ralph N. Brocklin died unexpectedly on the Tweetsie Trail last week. He took out my wisdom teeth.
Oh.
He really nice guy. He was super motivated about downtown and revitalizing it, and he's just a great guy, and I just feel
really
like we should.
He led the town for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, he was mayor, right?
Yeah, he was mayor, and he's been a commissioner for
And
a very long time.
a lot of the events that I've hosted downtown, he was one of the people that came by as a dignitary to kind of add a little star value to him, and I talked to him many times through that. And personally, you know, I had a heart attack last year, and it just scares me to death because that could have easily been me.
Yeah.
I mean, I had it so easy in that I had days of suffering before I went to get medical attention, and here I am. And then someone's jogging down the Tweetsie Trail, and that's just terrifying to me. It really cut me to the core when I heard that.
Yeah, it's scary, and it's sad that we lost someone who obviously cared so much about Johnson City and downtown.
Right.
And actually, when I got my wisdom teeth out, I was put under for the procedure. And I remember him coming into the room. I had the port in my hand, or however they did it. I can't remember, but
That's probably
yeah. And we were talking about the farmers market because it hadn't yet come. It was still in the plans, and he was asking me about it. And we were talking about it, and I was saying, I live downtown. I would love for there to be a farmers market pavilion.
She actually said, aha.
Well, next thing I knew, I just felt funny for like a millisecond. I've never been put under before. Felt funny for about a millisecond, and then just out.
Wow.
Nothing.
That's how you do it right there.
That's right. I was like, oh.
That's pro.
But he was really, really nice. And my wisdom teeth, good surgeon.
Quick recovery.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, it is such a loss to the whole city, and just the stories that he could have shared and the wisdom he could have imparted as time went on. You know, it's real tragedy.
Yeah. So I just wanted to get that in there.
Yeah, and you know, we don't often on this particular show we haven't dwelled a lot on local politics.
No.
And I don't regret that on this show because I don't think that's necessarily what we're focused on right now, but I think we should.
I think we should too.
And I think that I've got a meeting coming up, and it's going to be a week or two because they're very busy. But I talked to our friend today about sitting down and talking about getting a new kind of show underway that might might focus on that kind of stuff a little bit more. So that'll be whenever they get a little time. They are so overwhelmed right now with school. I didn't want to push, but I really think that would benefit the whole channel, the whole show.
Yeah, because I mean, you and I get on here and bullshit, which is fun, and we talk about Johnson City. But I do like the idea of just getting more sort of
get in depth. Learn about the issues, learn about the people, learn what they believe. I mean, that would just help everyone kind of focus on. When election time comes around, who do I vote for? Well, look at all these people that I've been watching over an amount of time, not just during the election season. Get to know these people, and I think we could really serve a great purpose doing that. But that's a maybe. That's down the line.
Yes.
I mean, I figure it's our birthday episode, right? We're
allowed to talk about plans.
Might as well speculate and see where we're going to go. We're dreamers.
Speculation is what we do.
Right. That's the truth. We don't have any facts, I can tell you that.
Nope, no facts. Don't come here for facts.
Mm-hmm.
Come here for speculative banter.
And to know a little bit about your local culture, where we came from. I mean, there have been so many festivals this year.
Oh, Jesus, I know.
I can't go to... I have not been able to go to a fraction of them, and I feel terrible. Because since Little Chicago, which was, just a month ago... There have been 4 festivals downtown. We had Emoja last week.
Yep.
We had there was another one, the outdoor festival.
Yes, Meet the Mountains.
Meet the Mountains coming up this weekend is going to be the Pride Festival, which looks fantastic, but it also looks like it is going to pack downtown.
Well, and also just the weather coming from Hurricane Florence.
Right.
It's supposed to start raining Sunday, but if you look at the maps. Clouds are already here, baby.
Oh boy! So hopefully they'll get enough of the festival in before the rains come. Let's cross fingers, because that's going to be a really big positive thing for downtown, despite some jerks coming in from out of town.
And if you can come and be there just to sort of act as a peaceful protester isn't the right word. Just a peaceful supporter.
Yeah. Just go hang out at a good festival.
Yeah, meet cool people.
It's fine. It's going to be a good time. Everything I've seen just looks like a blast. I'm going to be at the parade So make sure you look me up.
I will
We'll
probably
have a
be
good
at
time.
the parade.
Awesome. We may be carpooling.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, that makes sense.
So that's this weekend. But all these festivals, I mean, it's fantastic. But as a local, I've never been in a situation where there's constant festivals.
And not just as a local, but as a local that lives in a compound very close to downtown.
That's true. That's right.
It does become sort of a not a burden. It just becomes.
It's a little. There's a little fatigue.
It disrupts.
Yeah,
your
that's right.
Daily schedule.
You're trying to just go through your own your daily routine is to head through downtown to get to where you're going. You got to go out of your way sometimes. It's not a huge hassle. No. I just feel it.
Yeah. And actually, it hasn't been that big of a hassle for me because I'm currently carless. So I've been becoming a hippie little biker cyclist, not a biker. But I did get yelled at. This weekend.
If you are riding down the street and you see Bailey, do not yell at her.
Do not yell at me. I will run you over with my bicycle.
And then she'll call me and I'll run you over with my car.
It's true. But yeah, I was cycling downtown through Umoja, and it wasn't busy, and I wasn't like speed demoning, but some security guy was like, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he was like, hey, ma'am, can you not ride your bike? And I was on my way to somewhere, and I kind of didn't really understand what he said at first. And I just went, next time! So, I don't know. He didn't chase me, so I'm sure it's fine.
So it's been a year. What have we learned? What have you learned, Bailey?
Just about life?
About just through the show. Have you learned anything about town? About anything? I got nothing.
Yeah, I was about to say, not particularly. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I've learned to just sit and drink and stay out of the way when Shannon is getting stuff set up.
But no, more importantly, you have the suggestions at the time I need those suggestions.
That's true.
Because I get lost in my head sometimes. And it takes a fresh idea to snap me out of it and change my thinking.
I sit here and observe.
And it works.
And then if I think I have an idea.
I've had the best time working with the gear again. I think this is the most worthwhile project that I've had since, even when I did it professionally, I didn't feel any personal satisfaction from it. I feel like with this, we're talking to a few people. Our last video, the Greg's Pizza video from Pizza and Beer Life, that is our number one by far video ever. We had...
and of course I'm not in it.
Well, wait a minute. We had, it was like 5,000, 6,000 just views. And that's 1,800 actual clicks of people watching the video.
Yes.
And there was also some more metrics in there. It doesn't matter. A lot of feedback, a lot of comments. And we can't thank you enough for the comments. Keep the comments coming. Every video, comment. If you're like...
Because it helps.
It was all right.
It's not just to feed our ego.
No.
Like, we do take things into account. If you say, Shannon, you need to sit on the right, he'll keep sitting on the right.
Yep.
And if a ton of people are like, no, he needs to be on the left.
Yeah. I mean, something besides the get rid of the hairy guy, more Bailey. We can do without those. Thank you very much.
And we love Verbal. We don't want to get rid of him.
But yeah, and the comments make me feel like somebody's watching.
Mm-hmm.
And that's huge. Because some days I come home from work, I'm exhausted. I'm like, what's the point of editing tonight? I can put it off till tomorrow. There's been no feedback. Sometimes that person saying, hey, keep them coming, is all it takes for me to really take that extra bit of time and get it out faster, get it done a little bit better. Our Patreons are fantastic.
Yes.
We can't thank our they're patrons when I'm talking about them as a group. They're Patreons when I talk about them as a subscriber.
Yes. Our patrons.
Yeah, so they make so much possible now.
Mm-hmm.
We've canceled we started off with an audio version of the show, did away with it, brought it back, and we did that for 6 months.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest expense the show has had, except for buying cameras.
And we really just didn't have the listenership.
Yeah, we had a few people. I mean, every single one we put out would have the same number of listeners, and that was fantastic. But with no feedback, with no one going that a boy, nobody really giving us anything back, we never grew. It just stayed at that number. So it only made sense to save that $15 a month, and that's sizable when you're not making that much a month. I mean, this was all coming out of my pocket.
Yeah.
But thanks to our patrons, and this is amazing to me, at the 1 year mark, as of July 27th, actually, sorry, it was August 1st. As of August 1st, I made back all of the initial investment that I put into, not counting the podcast, but all the equipment and all of the stuff that we bought to get us underway and get us going. I made all of it back. So I consider us now at zero. So all the money coming in from the patrons is now just going in the pot. Bailey and I are going to discuss every time and determine where it goes. We're going to split. I mean, the money is right down the middle between Bailey and I, just for full disclosure. It's from here on. We'll decide where that money goes together.
And we'll decide how much of it we want to put into a war trunk. What's it called?
No, I think a war chest is a good
war
way to
chest.
put it.
I said war trunk.
No, it's trunk, chest, tomato. But yeah, and so we just start stashing it away, and
so
then
we can travel. We can do all sorts of stuff.
That's the goal, is to get more patrons, get more people to invest in us, give us more ability to take time away from our other things. Because, look, don't tell where I work, but I have to make money outside of it to make ends meet. And I'm always hustling. I'm a professional announcer. I got to do it because I don't have a choice. If I could lay off that a little bit and put more time and more travel into this, nothing would make me happier.
And I own my own business, and I'm always hustling. And so if I didn't have to spend weekends working, if I could take a few hours off to do this instead, that means we could have more flexibility.
Absolutely. I tell you what, let's make a pact to, in the next 6 months, let's go long game on this, just to do a few travel videos.
Yeah.
See how it works. Let's just go.
Yeah.
We'll pick a place. Yeah, Asheville's great because it's close. We know our way around.
Yeah.
I know people to talk to there.
Yeah.
Some really interesting characters. And we'll just do a little travel log of our trip to Asheville, maybe one specific thing.
Yeah.
To do a proof of concept, to show you all what you think. If people respond to that, if we get some patrons out of that, obviously we're going to try to do more.
Yeah.
So we need people's help. I mean, we're not celebrating a year just to ask for money. That's not it. I'm just saying.
No, it just so happens that Shakespeare's over.
Right.
And I'm finally available.
That's right. And this is the future, and the future has to be built out of something.
Yeah.
And so let's be serious about it, and let's work together and come up with something, because I know that we can do a lot of good with this channel. It's just every time we do something like the Greg's Pizza video, people are like, wait, somebody's doing a local show? They're not trying to appeal to the whole internet? They're not trying to appeal to the whole nation? It's like, yep. That's what we do. We just want to talk about where we live.
Don't let me forget to tell you something off camera.
No. Good.
Juicy.
Excellent.
Juicy goss.
Those are the best kind. Some things don't go on the internet.
No. I don't want to make enemies.
No, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to make any more.
That's why we're in the bunker in the first place.
Exactly. How do you think we got 10 stories beneath Johnson City?
Problematic.
But I'm hoping to call in more friends in the upcoming weeks and try some more stuff. I want to keep it locally focused, but maybe it would be great if it wasn't just on me and you to put out programming. If I can grab some of my friends. I have a lot of friends who are comedians, and I really think that if I just give them a camera and say, go out and document your weekend, or document this thing or that thing you're doing, I really think we might get some gems. I mean, I can put it together as long as they'll bring it to us. I just want to try different things and bring more.
And you know what we could do?
What's
now
that?
that I'm riding my bike everywhere, We have a GoPro.
Oh, she's been looking for an excuse to strap that thing to a bike.
That's right.
We can do it. I got the mounts. I
Gotta
got the
figure out where to
works.
go.
Yeah. If nothing else, hit the Tweetsie Trail.
That's true. That
Can't
is
go
true.
wrong with it. It's the GoPro it's okay for shooting the stuff we do, the interviews and stuff. It's okay for that, but it is fantastic.
It is made.
Oh yeah, for the sports stuff, for the
stuff.
on the go, and that's kind of why I chose the
Yeah.
GoPro in case we do hit the road. I can put it on the car. I can put it. I
You know
can
what
mount
else
it
we
anywhere.
could put it?
Where's
Well,
that?
on my bike, but you know where else I could ride it?
Where?
Tannery Knobs.
Oh, that's right. They just opened during that mountain.
Well, I don't.
Outdoor festival.
I don't think they're properly open yet. 'Cause they just
Oh,
did
okay.
a presentation at Spark Plaza a week or so ago. So I don't think they're properly opened yet, but they're about to be. Fingers crossed.
That's awesome.
And for those of you who don't know what Tannery Knobs is, it is a mountain biking park in downtown Johnson City with, like, I think there are 6 different trails with different difficulties from
Wow.
super easy to Black Diamond. So it looks really cool.
That's pretty cool. And the
Yeah.
history of Tannery Knob
Very fascinating.
is really interesting. I'm not gonna go in one of my historical tangents. I could feel her going. I can feel the
No!
eyes starting to roll.
Not at all. Wouldn't that be appropriate for?
Yeah. Tannery Knob was where the tanneries were. It opened up as tanneries, and then as Johnson City became more industrialized and the ore started coming in, the ore processing started going on at the Tannery Knob.
They said, and I learned this from their presentation, I don't want to take credit for knowing this, but they said that at one point the skies in Johnson City always glowed red because of all of the industry
Right.
up at Tannery Knobs.
And the interesting part, is the sad part, is that in oh gosh, I'm forgetting my dates. It was in 1888 when the run on the bank destroyed Johnson City. That's when they canceled. There were supposed to be railroads that would cross in Johnson City. It would be the only place in the east where the railroads went north, south, east, and west. And so that's why Johnson City became so huge. It was nothing but promise and coal mining or iron mining. They found
Slate.
there was slate too, but the mining
Sorry.
came from Cranberry,
Yes.
North Carolina.
But Tannery Knobs, they mine slate
Correct.
from it. Sorry.
Yes.
That was more of a me
I got you.
eureka moment.
Well, once the railroad folded because of the run on the banks in England, because it was a British project, Johnson City fell into a bad state because all of these prospective iron industry producers,
yeah.
they were gonna take the iron and purify it. I cannot wrap my brain around the ore processing name, but anyhow, they're like, well, what do? We can't get this. We can't get this out of here. Well, then the Manassas Range in Pennsylvania was discovered with ore that was like 100% more pure than what they had in Cranberry. So the metal industry dried up, and those smelters that were always glowing on Tannery Knob were abandoned. These people didn't even sell them; they just left.
Left them.
And so when you go over to that part of town, you'll see the roads have all these British names. It's because there was a British smelter over there that bought up neighborhoods, and all their workers were there, and they named them after English monarchs and
Yeah.
Duke and Earl and all this stuff.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, it's out on Fairview. You can
Yeah.
really see it out that way. But yeah.
And they've reclaimed. The Tannery Knobs has mostly been reclaimed by nature, which is
Right.
great, and revitalized. But it's going to be really cool when it opens. I can't wait to go up there.
I look forward to seeing it. I mean,
There's
me on a
supposed to be-
bicycle is like watching
Well-
the chubby kid in an 80s movie.
There are some hiking trails.
Oh, that's cool.
Or some of the trails act as both hiking and cycling.
Yeah.
So,
right on.
so you don't have to have a bike to go up there. You can just go up there, hang out, and at the top I think you can have picnics. Like, there's supposed to be a gorgeous outlook looking across Johnson City.
I think the last time I was up there, I was not there legally when I was a teenager. But then again, I was in a lot of places in Johnson City in the 80s where I wasn't supposed to be. And it was just a long hike through just destroyed old buildings
Well,
and junk.
Actually, we have a friend that lives on Tannery Knobs.
Really?
Yeah. Our little possum friend that we released.
Oh, that's right.
Onto Tannery Knobs.
I miss my little possum.
I know.
And one of the biggest, the only regret in my whole life is not adopting it and giving it a home right here in the Tecumseh compound.
Sweet little possum.
Kind of had a possum obsession ever since.
I know I can vouch for that because every day there are like 3 possum videos on my Facebook page.
They're so cute.
They are cute. They are adorable, and they're not mean.
No,
they're not mean.
Now raccoons, they can get mean.
Raccoons are little evil demons.
Yeah,
Cute evil demons,
adorable,
but evil.
But I mean, granted that our little friend tended to pee all over herself and all over the room.
Did not smell good.
It was a bad smell.
That was musk if I've ever smelled it.
That's it.
That was a bad smell.
Live and learn.
Yeah, she's probably doing great.
Wonder if there's a possum rescue we could interview.
Ooh, I bet there is.
You do the interview. I'll just play with possums.
I want to play with possums. We'll both interview.
You're doing great, Bailey.
Just back there. I just imagine us trying to leave, and the person who runs it's like, Sir, can you get that possum out of your shirt?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Possum paws coming out. Oh, possum. Did I ever tell you that story about me stealing toys from Sundale? It's Sundale Preschool.
No.
Which is over on Sundale. Oh, when I was like 3, my mom always liked to put me in overalls because she was a tomboy growing up, and so she, imagined I was a tomboy. And anyway, she came, got me, put me in the car, started driving home, and I started pulling toys out of my overalls. Like, not just like right up here, but out of my pants legs, just pulling toy after toy after toy.
Pretty good plan for a kid.
A villain.
A villain. Admittedly villainous.
And we had to go back so we could take them. But she was like, I was just amazed at how many you could fit down in there. And I was like, yeah.
One of my earliest memories was I was probably 4 or 5, and there used to be a grocery store above ETSU where they have a little child study center now. It's called Wright's.
Ooh.
Long gone, that grocery store chain. But I would go in there, and I didn't understand. I was a little kid. I didn't understand what a store was. I just knew you go in there, and Mom would load up a cart and leave with it. And so I was like, okay, Mom loads up a cart, and then she leaves with it. I can grab whatever I want.
Perfect.
So I grabbed some gum that I'd always wanted, but she wouldn't get. And I was like, I said to the lady as I went out, thank you. And I got in the car, and I'm like, chewing my gum, and Mom's like, where did you get that? I was like, well, it's a store. I got some gum. Well, they could whip children in the 80s, so my butt hurt as I walked in there, and I
had to give it back.
I stole gum, I'm sorry. And so I learned a valuable lesson. Yeah. Don't tell people when you steal stuff.
No, keep it to yourself.
I was a kid.
Well, I stole a cat toy like that once from Food City. I think I was like 5. We didn't have a cat. I just thought it was
so
cool.
It's a Bailey toy.
And I was in the little, when you're in a cart and you're sitting in the thing, and I grabbed it as my mom was passing one of those strips, that's sort of hanging off of. It has like little doodads, strips on aisles.
Yeah.
I don't know what those are called, but I just pulled one off and I kind of did this and had it sort of under my arms, and we left. And I sort of did the same thing you did. As soon as we got out, I was like, ooh! So I knew I shouldn't have taken it, but I didn't know that my mom, it didn't occur to me.
It's like, once you're out of the store, you're home free, right?
Right, exactly. And I got into trouble, of course, and had to take it back. But then that night, it was Friday night, and on Friday night, we always ate fast food or takeout and watched TV or a movie together. And my mom said to my dad, do you know what Bailey did today? And I just started giggling. I was so proud of myself.
I told our mutual friend right after the play, It's like, Bailey makes a great villain, doesn't she? I was like, she was born to play Miss Scarlet in Clue. That's what you need, because you were wearing that.
I know.
Oh, I was going to say earlier. I think part of the reason that our Greg's Pizza video has so many hits is that awesome dress from the play you were wearing in the beginning of it. But I kept thinking you look like Miss Scarlet from Clue through the whole thing.
I wish we had like a cast photographer who had done like proper pictures, because I still have the dress. I got to keep it, so I can pull it out to maybe a Clue based Halloween party.
Oh, murder mystery.
A murder mystery where everyone has to come as a Clue character.
I love
so there can only be 8 people who come.
I love it.
Everyone else is just a bystander. You have to wear gray.
And I've professionally hosted some murders. I'm just saying.
Some murders?
Some murders. Okay. Sometimes they hire you to host a murder.
All right. I'm not worried about it.
Not go any more into detail than that. Bond villain look.
You need the cat.
I need the dog.
Oh yes, he's just chewing on his paw. You're trying to pet him.
Yeah, whatever.
Our friend Stephanie Sherwood, who we interviewed for this show, got a kitten a few days ago.
I've seen nothing but kitten photos on her Facebook feed,
and I want to meet it so badly, even though it's going to make me sneeze.
My favorite thing about when she posted that I've got a kitten. Her husband was like, I've been on the phone for like an hour. Apparently you didn't know.
It's a cute little kitty.
It's adorable.
Named Catra.
Unfortunately, super allergic. So just looking at photos of cats makes my nose run. It's too bad.
I know. Cats are cool.
Yeah, I've got medicine, so I'm not anti-cat or anything. I'll go and hit my medicine, and I won't touch your cat, but I will appreciate it from a distance.
I will irresponsibly not just touch your cat. I'll rub it all over my face because I love it so much. But then I'll get hives, which is a good look.
Yeah, that's very popular.
It really, it's a good look if you want people to leave you alone.
That's true.
Because no one wants to touch someone who's got big welts on their chest.
Yeah, for me, just this is enough to make people leave me alone. I was at a friend's house and her cat was like, you know how they want to lean out to you and like mew, and I was like, oh, hello, little guy, and I got right down in its little face and it just barely brushed my lip with its nose, and I'm like, oh, how cute. I had a beak. It swelled out like to here.
See, it's so weird. You and I have such different reactions, and I think we're allergic to different things.
I think you're right, because you're bothered a lot more by my dog.
Yeah, because dander is what it is for me. I think, even though most people are allergic to cat saliva.
I think that's me.
Because if
the dander will get in my eyes.
Yeah.
But the saliva is what. Yeah, I had a cat lick all the way around my wrist, and actually it was this wrist, and for months. In fact, there's like a ghost pain of it now. It was like a tattoo ring from its little tongue.
You know what we missed? We didn't have an episode this week. The week that this happened, I got poison ivy for the first time.
Oh,
like
that's
3 weeks ago, and it was a confusing time.
the first time with poison ivy would be.
Yeah, I have until now been unallergic to poison ivy, but that has changed.
You're still lucky that it went away in just a week or so. I think when I had it, I still have this permanent.
And actually, that's what reminded me of it.
Yeah, I got this permanent scar from some poison oak that I had earlier this year, and I've never had it that bad. It was all the way up my arm. I had to bandage my whole arm.
Yeah.
It was horrific looking.
And I lucked out pretty well. I didn't have it really didn't itch. It itched for maybe 2 minutes a day, and then it would just go away.
Great. That's the way to do it.
But needless to say, I don't plan to go tromping around poison ivy anymore.
That's rarely a good idea. Even if you're not allergic to it, you're just going to give it to somebody that is allergic to it.
But the problem is, I read this article. Poison ivy can literally pretty much look like anything.
It's hard to identify.
It can take over trees and look like that tree.
Yep, and it can get it loves to get in between stuff. I have to deal with it at work all the time, and I've just assumed that everything is poison ivy now. Poison ivy and black widow spiders.
Ooh, yeah.
That's my world.
Yep, that does not sound. I did not mean to get us off track.
That's okay. It wouldn't be an anniversary issue if we didn't go on a completely irrelevant tangent.
True.
In fact, we've been going for about 50 minutes now.
Oh, it's not
bad. Probably a little less. But I think that's good enough for a 1-year anniversary. We've got another episode to do, and that'll be out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we'll probably talk about some different stuff there. Maybe we'll actually talk about some local stuff.
Maybe.
Never know. I've seen some things. I've heard some things. Tune in next time. Same place. Same YouTube channel. Watch us on Facebook.
Yeah. Auf Wiedersehen.
We'll see you next time. Hometown East Tennessee. Become a Patreon, and we will love you forever.